Michael, we had some fun this morning.
Well, we sure did. We were in Beit Jala, and we were part of a nonviolent demonstration. You know, Jonathan Katab said it best. The violence that's happening against the Palestinians isn't only the violence of the guns that the Israeli military had that stopped the demonstration. It's the violence of the settlements, it's the violence of the wall, it's the violence of the occupation. So there's so much violence on so many different levels, and it really is about the political and emotional strangulation, the economic strangulation, but really victimization of a people. But the nonviolent demonstration was very moving to me.
What was the purpose of this demo?
It was just to call attention to the fact that Beit Jala is being cut in half. And
the Palestinian village cut in half.
And it's not just for us, for Christians. It's not just the Palestinian village, but it's part of the Christian triangle. It's a suburb, if you want to call it that, a neighboring village of Bethlehem. And so Beit Jala, Beit Zahor, Bethlehem, part of the Christian triangle. And Beit Jala is being cut in half now by the Israeli military. And 3,500 olive trees have already been demolished and destroyed, and the walls just cutting right through it like a knife.
So why would they want to divide the village in half?
Well, it really is, like I say, about the strangulation of a people. I mean, really what it's about is moving the people, moving the Palestinians out of their traditional land, and really demoralizing enough of them so that they move voluntarily.
So tell us what happened. We congregated together in the village.
About 70 of us congregated together. Some from the conference, a few from the States, so that there were a few internationals, but mostly Palestinians. And we walked down the hill very peacefully, some with their hands up in the air to show that there were no weapons. And we were confronted by, 5 or 6 jeeps, and a number of Israeli soldiers in flak jackets with their machine guns. And they built themselves a human wall through which we could not walk.
And they tried to disperse us?
Well, not at first. But what they did is, which really surprised me, because normally, I've done this just a couple of other times in the past, normally in the past they've waited a while before they shot stun grenades. But virtually at the very beginning of our walk, they did shoot some stun grenades, and so if that's what you're talking about, they did try to disperse us with that. But it didn't happen, and so finally we just confronted this human wall of Israeli soldiers. There were some speeches, some folks sat, we tried to engage the soldiers in conversation. A couple of us were successful, Gary Burge particularly was successful. But really, it was very peaceful, and eventually we dispersed. But I'll tell you what, those stun grenades, no matter how many times you experience them, they do stun you, and they shock you. They put the fear of God in you.
Worth doing.
Oh my gosh, it was worth doing, and I would do it again this afternoon. It's important, especially for our Palestinian friends, that we internationalists stand shoulder to shoulder, hand in hand, arm in arm, in solidarity with them.
Michael Spath, what do you do for a living?
I teach religious studies and peace studies at a satellite campus of Purdue University in Indiana in the States, and I'm the director of the Indiana Center for Middle East Peace.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Stephen.